With the current inflation and economic situation, building wealth has never been more difficult. But ironically, now is also the easiest time to build wealth too. And so let's talk about the 6 rules to learn once and make money forever, along with actionable steps for each rule. These 6 points have helped me make some serious money, and I'm certain it's going to help you build real wealth so that you can live a life of abundance and freedom.
Raise your hand if you want to get rich.
Sounds like a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yes, thank you. You will get rich quick. We all will.
No, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I hate to break it to you because real wealth isn't built overnight. Don't end up like this legend.
It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not even a scheme per se. I have to go make a call.
First up, build a strong career or backbone for yourself. If you're a working individual, then you'll end up working at least 30% of your entire life. That's a whole lot. And a solid career foundation gives you the motivation and stability to explore other valuable money-making opportunities in the long run. Without it, you'd be super stressed out and not have enough creativity or energy to focus on other opportunities.
This is the worst. This is the worst.
Building out this backbone and picking the right industry or vertical or field will help you exponentially grow within that space, which will form the bedrock of your net worth. Identify your strengths and interests. Find out what you're good at and pursue a career that leverages those strengths. There are chances that you might have picked the wrong major in college or the wrong first job. That's fine. It's better to know what you don't want to do instead of working in something you don't like for the rest of your life. Invest in education. Take courses, attend workshops, and keep learning to stay ahead in your field. Think of it this way: the earlier you can learn things, the more time you have to utilize them through the course of your life. Network. Build professional relationships and seek mentorship to guide your career growth. People love talking about themselves, and so seeking mentorship is an easy way to help you learn from others' mistakes and get ahead. I quit my high-paying consulting job a few years ago back in India to pursue a startup I had founded. And although I'm a classic overthinker, I had no worries quitting my full-time job because I knew that I had enough experience in the field, built up enough connections, and also saved enough to really pursue this opportunity. And so worst case, I knew I could go back to working in consulting in case the startup didn't work. Number 2. Get risky with your approach during your 20s and 30s. This is the time to take calculated risks, not foolish ones.
What kind of mortgage did you get?
10 over 30, so 30-year total.
Wow, you'll be paying this off in your mid-70s. Right. Forget about retiring when you're 65.
Whenever you're ready, Michael.
As cliche as this might sound, your 20s and 30s are the right time to push your boundaries and step out of your comfort zone while being smart about it. This could mean that you learn or study something that you have always wanted to learn but never got the chance to. It could also mean changing careers or exploring different roles to find what you're drawn to and what you're good at.
It says here on your resume that you spent the last 15 years as a sales rep for Dow Chemical.
Maybe do what I did, which is moving countries or to a different city if you see that it's going to provide you with better exposure. Also, start exploring and investing with riskier assets because you can afford to do it. Set clear goals. Know what you want to achieve and outline the steps needed to get there. Break it down as much as you need to because setting goals is easy, actually doing the work to achieve them is not. Research and plan. Gather information and create a plan before taking a big leap. This step-by-step plan will be a reference board for the foreseeable future. Learn from mistakes. Take risks, but learn from those mistakes along the way. Failure is a part of growth, and the quicker you fail, the quicker you can succeed. Not saying that you have to fail to succeed, but you won't succeed if you don't try, and there's no better time to experiment and try than in your 20s or your 30s. Personally, I didn't start investing early enough, which is something I would do differently if I got the chance to change my past. And although my wife and I knew we were going to eventually move countries, we took some time to make that happen. But having said all this, there are other areas that I risked, like being an entrepreneur and trying to scale some of my bootstrap startups, which are all helping me in abundance right now. Number 3, build something on the side. In today's world, with rising inflation, costs, and high taxes, having a side project is crucial. Look at the stats. Most wealthy people have their own businesses and they didn't get there by just putting in more hours every day. You need to stop trading time for money and start letting money work for you. Plus, side projects keep your brain sharp even if they're not making you money yet. And for good ideas to flourish, your mind needs to be well primed. And nothing better than pursuing something that's entirely yours.
I love my job.
You hate your job.
I love my job.
Identify a niche. Find an area you're passionate about that has market potential. Basically, find a real-world problem that's worth solving. Identify your unfair advantage. Think about how this problem can be solved using your strengths. Normally, people just find a gap and try to solve it, not thinking about whether they have any expertise in the field or not, which too is possible, but the smarter approach would be to find a field where you have enough experience and use that to your advantage. Hence, the unfair advantage. Start small. Begin with manageable projects that don't require quitting a job. Launch a minimum viable product, an MVP, to test your idea without investing too much time or money. The idea is to get quick feedback from your customers or users and then iterate. If you're not looking to build a side hustle, that's fine, but you should spend some time doing something you're drawn to on the side. This could be a hobby, a passion, interest, whatever. This is what's going to ensure you actually enjoy your life on a day-to-day basis and also keep your mind primed. Just don't live life waywardly and allow your day job to dictate your daily life. Don't quit a day job while building your business or side hustle. Another point regarding side hustles? Why, Akash, why? Well, the stats don't lie. The average millionaire has 7 sources of income. So if you want to be rich, at least having another income will dramatically improve your odds. But having said that, it's tempting to go all in and quit a job to focus on a side hustle or business, but you need the stability of a day job to support you financially while your side hustle grows.
I took this second job. Some people have golf for relaxing.
Time management. Allocate specific hours to work on your side hustle without compromising your day job. This could also be a good chunk of your weekends too. Build these systems, otherwise the whole thing's going to come crumbling down. Financial planning. Ensure you have a steady income before thinking of even building this out. If you're on contract or you're freelancing where you're working month to month, then sort out your regular income first before even spending any time on any of this. Build a safety net. Save enough money to cover at least 6 months of expenses before considering leaving your job. I would even stretch that to a year's worth of expenses just to be on the safer side. These are exactly the steps that I took when I quit my day job, and they helped me considerably. If I had decided to quit my day job too early without testing the waters with my startup, or if I didn't have enough money saved up, then I wouldn't have been in the mental state to focus on scaling my startup. If you'd like to know more about how I quit my job to pursue my ventures, I'll leave a link to a video where I talk about this in detail at the end of this video. Stick around. 5. Value time over everything. I have a friend who said he would not really care about his hourly rate until he's living like Elon Musk.
Money, money, money.
But the truth is, valuing your time now helps you prioritize what truly matters and make the most of every hour. Jacob Goldstein said, money is a social construct based on trust and collective belief. Which basically means that money is a made-up concept to ensure that the world operates with some rules in place, which is fair. But what isn't made up is time. You have limited time on this earth, however you measure it, and you need to start prioritizing and valuing time over everything else. Prioritize tasks. Categorize things you have to do based on urgency and importance. Focus on high-impact activities that align with your financial goals. Eliminate time wasters. Identify activities that don't add value to your life and eliminate or completely reduce them. This could be excessive social media use or unproductive meetings. Find time savers. There are numerous items or services you can spend money on to save you precious time so that you can spend it smartly on something else. For instance, you decide to get someone to wash your car instead of you doing it yourself. It may not sound logical and it may not be cheap too, but fundamentally you're getting an hour or a couple of hours freed up to do something. And if you can make more money than what you're spending on for the car wash, then why not, right? Personally, my wife and I don't cook, and instead we get ready-made meals for the entire week. Is it cheap? No. Is it super expensive though? I don't think so, because we both know how much time it takes to plan, prep, cook the meals, not to mention clean up and dishwashing and whatnot. I know this might sound strange and utterly ridiculous, but for us the trade-off is well worth it. One of the next videos I'm working on is unconventional money habits for overachievers, where I go into this particular point in detail. If you'd like to check it out when it drops, then hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. And finally, play the long game. True success and wealth are not built overnight. Every single overnight success you've seen online are actually a couple of years or decades in the making. It's just overnight to you. Be patient, stay consistent, and keep your eyes on the big picture. This is where all those introspecting and planning comes into play. The long game is where true sustainable success and money lies. In today's day and age where people have everything at their fingertips and expect immediate results, I personally believe it's so much easier for you to win at this game because most people would give up halfway. And this is why I started off the video by saying that although it's difficult to build real wealth, ironically, we have never had a better time to build wealth. and especially with the different avenues we have at our disposal. Set mid and long-term goals. Define where you want to be in 1, 3, and 5 years. Write down your long-term goals and review them regularly. I would even suggest having these displayed somewhere in your house so that you're reminded of this constantly. Stay consistent. Develop daily and weekly habits that move you towards your long-term goals. Like I mentioned earlier, none of these are possible if you don't have systems in place to actually convert your thoughts and ideas into actions. And if we need to stick with these in the long run, then these need to become habits. Setting these systems in place will make it easy for you to turn an action into a daily or a weekly habit. Adapt and evolve. Be willing to adjust your strategies as you learn and grow. No one gets things right all the time, and chances are that you might start working towards something with a particular goal in mind, only to realize that you have to take a completely different approach. That's fine, because that's how strategies work. I work in product strategy as part of my full-time day job, and this is something I grapple with on my professional front time and again. At the end of the day, a strategy is just a hypothesis which you cannot really measure. So there are times these hypotheses do not work out, and that's okay. We dust ourselves and we course correct. My life outside is the same thing too. If I see that this YouTube channel, for instance, is not going to work, that's fine. I'm going to lick my wounds, learn from this experience and pivot. But I wouldn't know if I didn't publish these videos in the first place. And this is my way of trying it out and putting myself out there. I'm putting in my heart and soul into these videos to help as many people as possible build a life that helps them make money even in the darkest of times. Some might even say that we're currently in dark times. Well, yeah, you could say that. And so if you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.